Today I want to talk to you about the recent changes that have gone on with Amazon that have caused some Amazon sellers to freak out a little bit. Now, if you've sold on Amazon for any length of time, you know that every once in a while Amazon makes new changes. They update their policy, they come up with new guidelines, they increase fees, they change certain rules, they're changing things often. Sometimes they restrict a brand and you're no longer able to sell it. Sometimes there's a category that might become gated that you can't sell it anymore or need to request approval. Sometimes things get a lot more restrictive. Every once in a while things get less restrictive. Things that were once restricted are no longer restricted. So Amazon changes things all the time. And most of the time when people hear about these changes, they react in a couple different ways. Most of the time they either freak out or they roll with it and make the adjustments. Now, a lot of the most recent changes that Amazon has come out with has caused a lot of fear. There's people who sometimes even question if reselling is still even a viable option, a profitable option to be able to make a living because of some of these changes. And other people, they're convinced reselling is still profitable, but they fear the possibilities of suspensions. With new restrictions, new rules, come new opportunities and chances where you might accidentally break a rule, maybe get suspended, and not be able to sell on Amazon anymore. So there's a lot of fear going on. And today I want to walk you through 4 ways that you can respond to these changes and respond well. Now, the inspiration for this video comes from the reaction that I've seen in the online community to Cynthia Stein's article about the future of retail arbitrage, but more specifically an article about how Amazon currently and in the future is going to handle sellers using receipts in order to prove that their purchases were legitimate, that they're not counterfeit. Amazon's trying to really crack down on the counterfeit items that are selling, and so if someone posts a counterfeit claim against you, Amazon's going to require that you have wholesale invoices, some type of receipt that proves that you bought it from the company, not from a retail store. And that's what the article suggests, that Amazon's no longer going to accept retail receipts in order to prove that you purchased it, that it's a legitimate product and not a counterfeit. And this article has caused a lot of confusion, it's caused a lot of fear, and for some people it's caused a lot of hope and a lot of clarity, because it's kind of helped some people kind of see some adjustments they might need to make in their business. And so what I want to do today is help you figure out a way that you can learn from any type of change that goes on when it comes to Amazon and how to be able to come on the other side successful. Now, the article that Cynthia Stein wrote, I'll link to it below. You can read it. It's a really great article with a lot of really good insights. I don't completely agree with everything that's in the article, but that's okay. I mean, every one of us has a different business model. We have a different business plan when it comes to our online selling, and it's up to each one of us to decide what's best for us. And so I want to talk right quick about the 4 ways that you can respond to any type of change that goes on with Amazon. The first way to respond is to always go to the source. You might see something online, read a blog post, read an article, read a Facebook post, some type of somebody saying, oh, this is new, this has just become restricted, or this is a new fee, or this is a new thing that's gonna be the end of selling online, or the end of our third-party seller existence. Always go to the source. Number 1, if someone's coming out and saying that there's a new guideline, always go back to the Amazon guidelines. Read the Amazon guidelines. You can find those really easily, fulltimefba.com/guidelines, and that will take you to a page that you can read through the guidelines. If it's new, you can go through and find what you're looking for. And if you can't find your answer there, again, go to the source. Open up a ticket with Seller Central, ask them whatever it is that you're concerned about or whatever you've heard, and get the answer straight from the source. Now, here's another tip. Whatever answer that you get from Amazon Seller Support, save that email in a special place, because I've had instances where Seller Support has actually given me an answer and it's been against Amazon policy, but I wanted to save that email just in case I ever did something that, Amazon says that I'm breaking their rules or that I am going against their policy, I can always go back and say, one of your employees told me, here's the proof of that. So anytime you get an answer from seller support, save that answer, and so that you can go back to it in the slight possible chance you're ever suspended again for something. Amazon seller support, they have a ton of responsibility, a ton of emails to reply to every day. They do their best. They're humans just like us. They're going to make mistakes. And so always keep a hard copy of their response. But yeah, always go to the source. Check the guidelines. Ask Amazon themselves to be able to get the best answer possible. Number 2, don't dwell in the negativity. Now, this is a huge way to respond to the Amazon changes. A lot of people can get sucked in very easily online with all the negativity that goes into people complaining, wanting to start a petition, all sorts of different type of responses that people get into to try and fight these changes, to say, you know what, this is just the end of our online selling existence. We just need to get out of selling on Amazon. There's so much negativity that we can get sucked into. And while it's important to be well informed, there comes a point where you're just spending too much time online reading the negative thoughts that people are sharing, and that negativity is just going to feed into your brain and out into your actions. And you don't want that to impact your business. You don't want it to impact your life. I mean, there's people who are being very anxious about what's going on, and just you don't want to dwell in the negativity. Your mindset when it comes to your business is probably more important than anything else, because your mindset is really going to set you up for success. So don't dwell in negativity. Number 3, don't worry about the things that are out of your control. I mean, the Bible even talks about this. The Bible says, can anyone add 1 hour to their life by worrying about it? No. In fact, studies shown that worrying too much actually takes hours off of your life. And so when you're spending time, you can't go to sleep at night because you're worrying. You wake up in the middle of the night. You can't focus on your business because you're worrying about what's going to happen with all these Amazon changes. You don't need to spend too much time worrying about that. Don't worry about the things that you can't control because you have no influence on that. So that leads me to number 4, make adjustments or pivots in your business as needed. Now, this is the part you can control. You can control what you do with your business in response to the information that you've got, all the information that you're getting, the information that you're getting from friends and colleagues online, from blog posts that people write about, from Amazon, from the guidelines. You put all that information and you come up with an action plan to make adjustments or pivots. Now, depending on what the change is, it's going to cause us to, make small little adjustments in our business or make some big pivots where we go in a different direction. And so here's some tips on how to make adjustments in your business in reaction to the Amazon changes that have come down. Number 1, you need to assess your risk. Now, you need to look at how risky certain things are. You need to see, like if you had 2 counterfeit claims against your account, it's a whole lot more risky for you to continue to do retail arbitrage. If you get another counterfeit claim, then it's possible you could get suspended because of your history. So you're a lot more at risk because you are taking a chance not having that backup. But you know what? If you've never gotten a counterfeit claim before, then it's not as risky. It's still a risk. And that leads me into number 2. Understand that every type of business is going to contain risk. There's no risk-free business. And so when you're assessing risk, understand that there's going to be some type of risks, and you kind of figure out what risks you're willing to take. And number 3, look at the probability of what's going to happen to you. Sometimes like one of the things that I want to look at is what's the probability that someone's going to claim that I'm selling something counterfeit? What's the probability that I'm going to have enough counterfeit claims that it's going to impact my business? What is the probability of a certain brand that I'm selling to that's going to become restricted? If I have 10 of a certain shoe brand selling on Amazon and it becomes restricted, it's like, well, that's kind of a bummer. I can't sell it anymore. But you know what? If I have like 400 of a certain brand of shoe at Amazon and it becomes restricted, then that's that's bigger probability, bigger risk that's surrounded by my situation. So figure out what your risk is, know that there's going to be risk, and then figure out the probability. Next thing, gain some perspective. I mean, again, all these type of things kind of are in the same family with risk and perspective and probabilities. But get some perspective. You know what? I don't know if you can tell right now, but as I'm filming this, it's raining outside, it's thundering outside, and you know what? When it's raining and then it's thunder, that affects people's moods. They get kind of a little bit down because that's their surrounding. But you know what? If I got on the weather app and I looked at the weather all around the world, there's places that are raining, there's places the sun is shining, get some perspective on your business, because what you surround yourself in has an impact on you. That goes back to what we were talking about before, not spending too much time dwelling in negativity. So get some perspective. The next thing, make some changes in your business. That's another way that you can make adjustment. Make some changes in your business and assess how those changes are going. You know, if it's like, you know what, maybe we should spend less time on retail arbitrage and start learning how to do wholesale, that's something that you can look into. If it's, you know what, I think Amazon's pretty interesting, maybe we should start learning a little bit about eBay and try to do a little bit more on eBay, just in case. The thing with Amazon, always trying to have a backup plan. Just make those little changes so that if the worst comes, you're ready for it, but don't expect the worst and don't expect that to happen, because that will ruin your future, ruin where you're headed in your business. And finally, realize, there's no guarantees. There's no 100% foolproof way to be able to protect yourself completely, protect your business completely. I wish it were, but you know what? Amazon's going to continue to change things. Amazon is going to continue to come up with new restrictions. New brands are going to be restricted. New categories might become gated. It might become harder to do certain parts of our Amazon business, but there is always an adjustment you can make. There's always something that you can do differently that will be a profitable decision. If Amazon decides, you know what, only Nike and Adidas brand, only Nike can sell Nike items on Amazon, and only Adidas can sell Adidas items on Amazon. Well, on Amazon, those prices are going to be higher. And so what's going to happen is the people who are looking for the good deals on Nike and Adidas, they're going to go over to eBay to try to find those items. And so if you can't sell Nike or Adidas on Amazon, go over on eBay and you'll find customers there. Now, it's sometimes can be a slow transition for people realizing, oh, hey, Amazon, I should go look somewhere else like on eBay. But there's tons of other platforms that are out there where we can sell our items if we're not able to sell it on Amazon anymore. So you can decide, well, I've got this inventory right now. I'll try to sell it on somewhere else. I'm just not going to source these items anymore because I can't sell them on Amazon. I'm going to find other items. I truly believe there are so many products out there, so much inventory out there that you can find to sell on Amazon, that if an item is restricted, if a brand is restricted, there's so much more out there that you can find. I think I would really more likely run out of money than run out of opportunities to find items to sell on Amazon. There's that much stuff out there. That's the abundance mindset that I have and I experience. And I just hopefully these tips for you will help you deal with the Amazon changes. Make sure you go to the source. Don't dwell in negativity. Don't worry about things that you don't have control over, and take control of the things that you can and make adjustments or pivots in your online business as needed. So I hope this has been helpful for you with all the changes that have been going on, and I really think that getting the right kind of perspective with your online business will help take you so much further with what's going on with all of these changes and brands and restrictions and stuff that's going on, that you can come out on the other side. Change happens all the time. Things are going to continue to change, and it's those who make the adjustments who are going to come out on the other side a winner. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this video, you can give us a thumbs up below. You can also leave us a comment or a question. Any of the links we talked about in the video can be found in the description below. And as always, find out more about making a full-time income on Amazon by spending only part-time hours by going to fulltimefba.com. Have a great day.